Hello, welcome back to the Lincoln City Tactical View Only Realistic RTG. That's a lot of words. I might just abbreviate that in the future. Apologies for the gap. I did intend for this to be a 3-a-week series, and I recorded ahead. If you've read the community post, as always, my life decides to intervene because I'm not allowed to have anything easy. So, had a bit of building work done. That was scheduled to be 4 days. It's been more than that. So, not really been in a position to record for a while. I'm intending to still get 2 of these out this week, whether that's Tuesday and Thursday or Tuesday and Friday, just to give myself that buffer. Not sure yet. But I hope to be on 3 a week from next week onwards. Fingers crossed, that'll be fine. The plan for today and this particular episode is the first 6 games on this page here, because there's only 3 on the subsequent page. So whether or not BSM gets factored in there if we progress, I don't know whether that's what happens here, but even if it does, we don't care about the Bristol Street Motors / whatever it's called now. So effectively it's 5 league games plus that. We'll sim 3 of them. We'll play 3 of them. I say play, it's tactical view. We know the deal. The game against Crawley will just be tagged on to the ones with Wrexham and Birmingham, along with the first game, which is Bolton, in December, because there's 5 games there still in the remainder of December. So it's effectively 5 league games per episode over the next 3. As for this particular one, Shrewsbury, Burton and Wycombe are all in the bottom half of the table. Not quite sure where Reading is, but I'm less trusting of away games in simulation. At the very least, Reading should be a stronger side on paper in EAFC, no matter what troubles they're going on in real life. They're typically better rated than us, I would imagine, in-game, and therefore a tough opponent in-game. Charlton away as well, so we will tactical view all 3 of the Saturday ones and simulate all of the non-Saturday ones, essentially. Just a bit of admin news. I am without the live editor for this one, but I don't think I need it. The update to make it work with the latest EAFC patch has literally just gone live, as I have. So I think I'll get away with it. I'm not going to bother just to cancel and restart this just to have access to it. I don't think I need... Frankly, I don't think I need it anymore because I'm not having to obviously keep track of hordes of creative players or anything like that. So the only reason I have it is to deal with... The main reason I was using it was to deal with contracts at the start of the season, and everything else is basically just tracked off the spreadsheet anyway, so it doesn't really have a huge amount of use anymore, the live editor, so I think I can get away with that. I've also, in the meantime, at the very least, it's given me time to look into this, found out why my scout reports were corrupted, or seemingly corrupted. Apparently there's a bug that still hasn't been fixed where if you don't hire scouts from the left, then it won't give you scout reports. So because I was using the middle and the right one, but none in the left, I wasn't getting scout reports, youth reports. So I have fired both of the scouts on the right and hired a scout on the left who happens to be actually the same as the one that was in the middle, rating-wise 2 and 3. He'll have to do, and we'll just have them run till April. You can see that, which is basically right anyway, because you do the youth promotions in March in the realistic setting. So there we go. I have effectively lost 3 months of scouting because of this bug, but never mind. I say that, I think I did get a couple of youth reports early on, but then I must have fired the one on the left and then it broke. Just to refresh, this is our team lineup right now. Shrewsbury, though, are predicted with a 4-3-1-2. So time to get serious. Headset on. Shrewsbury, 4-3-1-2 is the prediction. I swear they have should have a striker called Jovanovic or something like that. What if something's happened to them? But they are actually lesser rated in general. What's this email about? Oh, that's just about the network. Cool. Does look like I need to do a smidge of rotation for this particular game. Strikers are all right. Monsma is a margin tired. This is a quick sum up. Well, it happened in real life, kind of. It's happened again. See, I was more confident about simming the home games there. Immediately being proven wrong. Lovely. Just the mind, of course, that I am tracking all the finances on here. So everything past the scouting network, obviously, which is just unnecessary spending. So just stadium maintenance and match tickets to add at this point in time, which I'll copy and paste from here. The attendance was 9,767. That is down. Shrewsbury not apparently a draw for spectators, at least. There's a loss in the game. There we are. That's that updated. By and large, we follow basically all the rules as a reminder of the realistic rule set. Of course, actually, we've just played most of our main players there, and we might actually have a problem in the game itself. Same formation for Charlton, apparently. And similar ratings across the board, 66, 65, 64, evenly matched in that sense, is the prediction. Yes, look, Irala is tired, as is Calamotere, just noticed him at the top. A couple of changes for us in the end. Draper comes in, up top, McGrandles in the middle. Everyone else is pretty much fine. Good point to remind, because Erhon has actually gone up to 69. Nice. I think that happened maybe last episode. The rules that we're doing is it is a 3 cap for anyone within 3 of the highest rated player, which was Erhon at 68. So he can only go to 71. Anyone who is within 3 of him can grow by 3. Everyone else can grow up to 68, because I feel like it feels massively more unrealistic to not allow players that were high 50s, low 60s to only grow 3, because then they will never catch up. I feel like especially for youth players, it makes youth players entirely redundant. Because if you promote a youth player 59 rated, 60 rated, they are always going to be 8 points behind Erhon, let's say. So allowing them to grow up to his level, they won't grow by 8, probably. They might grow by 4 or 5. So, they're still only going to grow like 1 or 2 more. But at the Valley, it's going to be especially more useful in later seasons when obviously when the team's rated, hopefully, kind of mid-70s, 80s, you're promoting youth players are 60 rated odd. It allows them to actually catch up. We'll see if they actually do line up in the same formation or not in the end, because the pre-match predictions are not always accurate, I find. They were this time. That's Connor Coventry in the middle. It is Thierry Small at left back. FM players will be familiar with both of them as effectively former loanable youth players from Premier League teams that seemingly just never made it at that level in the end. I have definitely used both of those. Thierry Small, I believe, formerly of Southampton, and Connor Coventry, I want to say West Ham. Why are we not using the correct formation? Sorry, I think I just saw that the formation is wrong. Why does this keep happening? That very much looked like I had a cam rather than a CDM. You saw my formation before we went in. You saw it was right on the introduction page. So why is it wrong now that I've entered the game? Oh no, it is right. We're okay. That might be a new record for how quickly I managed to get onto telebroadcast. Out of curiosity, do you prefer telebroadcast or just broadcast? It's a good back heel to House, who then just smashes it at Maynard in goal. Did have to make a couple of alterations to their team before we went in, but it was actually mostly just the fullbacks. Both goalkeepers are 64 rated for them, so I didn't really feel the need to change them over, even though on name recognition alone, I recognise the name Will Mannion more. That's a goal! Maybe we should have put Mannion in goal, as my player disappears off the screen and I can't see who's actually scored. It's today's captain, which should be Erhon, but apparently was Irala before I subbed him off. It's Paulie O'Connor who smashed that in, and good strike from the central defender, actually, there. I think I need to fix Erhon as being captain, because he is the highest rated player, and he will always play unless he's knackered. Venice Irala will always play as well, unless he's tired, which he is today, at 68 rating. Well, if our strikers aren't going to score, let's let our centre-backs do the job for us. Perhaps surprise leader of the Valley, considering our position in the table right now is not being great. It was 21st going into today, thanks to losing to, I think Shrewsbury were only a couple of places higher at the point into playing them. So, not ideal. That's been intercepted, unfortunately. McGrandles gets in the way of that one. Draper turns lovely and, well, slightly slowed things up there, but House has to, get out of his own way more than anything. Like, House didn't really know what to do once he got the ball there. That's a poor ball, though, forwards. McGrandle gets in the way of that. Draper is tackled, but no, I thought House was actually just going to run onto the loose ball there, but decided to let them have it. It's not the best play, is it, really, that? Cherry Smalls come forward, and if we can get the ball, we can certainly punish them, because their fullbacks do come forward. And the break is very much a possibility if we can actually get the ball. That was closer than I would have liked from that angle. Monsper just absolutely ignores it, which isn't fabulous defending from him. If he'd had reactions at all, he could have possibly headed that out of the way. We just played that short, and now I'm, Like, what was the point there, lads? If they score from this, I am going to be furious. He's offside. And he's smashed at the goalkeeper anyway. Oh, he wasn't offside. Okay, maybe they just played advantage because we got the ball. I don't know. Oh, decent turn from Draper, but he plays it back to House. Decides not to commit to it. House has got... Oh, wrong decision. I was going to say, House has got a player to his right. And he passed it to the left. Oh, interesting disguise ball to Coventry there as Berry left that alone. Noah gets it forward to Godden. That really should have been a better attempt. That is a really poor finish, actually, seeing it from that angle. Just put your laces through it, Sunshine. Not that I really want to be giving their strikers any tips. Randalls can't seem to make his mind up where he wants to pass this ball. Ruffin comes forward. Jeffries is outside. Draper comes wide. Puts the ball into the box. McGrandles with a lovely tackle. If he can get it to House... Oh, that was a better chance than I thought it was going to be. The box felt a little bit packed for a clear-cut chance there. But he found the... Oh, it just swerves. Yeah, it was just swerve. I wasn't sure if the goalkeeper got a touch on that or not. It was just always curling away from goal, sadly, and skirts past the post. Something out of nothing there, really. Jeffries Yes. McGrandles. Erhahon. Draper. Finds House. Charlton with all of the numbers back. House still has the ball here. Strange decision, but we've still got possession. Erhahon. Finds Bayliss. That's back to House again, this time in an attacking position. Finds Draper. That's an excellent assist. I was slightly worried about an offside flag there, but it didn't go up. It's a weird thing, I think, particularly with tele-broadcast, where the camera just doesn't move when the player scores, and it makes me think it's offside. This, though, is a ridiculous assist. You think House would probably go for it himself. Draper keeps the ball in the air, knees it up, excellent control, and volleys it in. That's a fabulous goal. That might actually go on the goal of the season list. We've not had many so far, so it's a short list. And has Draper just put themselves actually in the mix for starting more games? Because Cadamateri, whilst higher rated, gets an awful lot of shots in, but not a lot of goals. It's been a while since I recorded, but I remember that much. Derek was held onto that ball quite nicely. Bayliss tries over the top, which was ambitious, but gets the ball back again from a poor clearance. McGrandles, Erhahon, almost great from House again to put Draper in once more, but alas, tries to pass it through a defender rather than round them. Coventry finds Berry. Coventry again, tackled by Draper. I mean, Draper's having a game right now. That's probably his worst while showing of the entire game so far, that pass directly to their defender. But Coventry goes to the left, gets Small in. Derek was there, fails the tackle twice. If Noah's somehow onside here, that was actually really good from Wickens in the end. I'm not really happy with how often it feels like we are trying to play people offside and failing miserably. 2 minutes added on and Charlton are just passing it around. They are coming forward now. See what just happened again there. Look, they just tried to play him off and failed miserably. Wickens with a great save. Last action of this half will be a corner. Wickens is rightly annoyed. Our defenders step up at exactly the wrong moment and let Noah in. We've already got 2 goals. Let's not make this 2 by 2. All right, take all the time. You're like Coventry there. Bloody hell. It's not like we're trying to finish this half or anything. Erhahon clears. Not far enough. Bayliss, just hoof it, mate. It's the end of the half. Just hoof it. And perhaps, based on recent form, a surprise 2-0 lead here. McGrandles pulling the strings, apparently. A silent workhorse in the middle, making a play for a starting position himself, perhaps. Now, bear in mind, I think in the last couple of episodes, I was talking about making tweaks to the formation. I made those tweaks. Unfortunately, it's been that long between recordings, I genuinely can't remember what the differences are. But whatever I have done, clearly didn't work in simulation, but has worked in tactical view, which is still a simulation, so I don't really understand the difference. McGrandles, great ball to Bayliss. I think that may be part of it. Playmaker attack rather than box to box. He seems to be getting in better positions at least. I would say this actually in regards to Ultimate Team as well, because I have been playing that, which is part of the reason why the live editor isn't working today, because I have to update for that purpose. I've recently made that switch on the formation I was using in Ultimate Team as well, changing a box to box to a playmaker attack, and it's actually works more like a box to box than box to box does in terms of positioning. I find they actually join the attack much better, and that's a 94 rated sedan, so, you know, helpful. That's a really nice ball from Campbell to Godden. That's, well worked, even if the end product was lacking in the end. But Grandles just nicks that off Coventry again. Ball forward to House. Draper playing it just between themselves. House tries from 35 yards. That's not going to work. He will get the ball back here and has beaten the defence. Had time, really. Didn't need to snatch that chance. He had more time here than he realised, I think. He also may have had Draper on side to his left if he wanted to take that option. So, oh yes, that's one thing I need to do and forgot, was not to have my centre-back take the bloody corner. I'll sort that out after this game. Although that might be based on the fact that we don't have Irala on the pitch. That's a really good goal from Godden. I wasn't expecting much from where they were, but I say whenever we score an actual good goal in a game, they score a better one. Whenever we have a goal of the season contender for our own team, we seem to always concede one as well. I feel like that happened in a game in the last episode. Right, game on again then. Draper skips past players. House has player on the outside. Goes for himself, actually. That might have caught the goalkeeper offside. He said off guard. It caught me off guard. I was expecting him to play it out. But where's Jeffries right now? Is that Jeffries just jogging back? I hope it isn't, because I might need to make that substitution. McGrandles has controlled this game, but I do need to take him off because he is knackered as well. Draper's had a good game, but Makama, I think, will come on there. We're going to have to make all 5 substitutions at the same time. But, oh no, they've got the ball again. That's bad. It's weird. Inside the box, Wickens has had a really good time of things. The one shot they've had from outside the box is the one he conceded. That is an awful challenge. It's one of those challenges that would get unpunished if he just jumped over. But he is going to get punished because he didn't manage the jump well enough. It's one of the most annoying things in the game is when you see your player jump over a challenge and then they obviously lose all their momentum and end up losing the ball anyway. And the person who slides in recklessly gets completely unpunished as a result of having no contact. That finally, they make contact because he didn't jump well enough. I'd rather that happen, because then you still get the possession from the foul. House, it's got space. Oh, that's the crossbar. Oh my God, Makama. He is taking the chance first time, but oh dear. Dinked forward. Hamer will get in the way of that, being substituted on for Dariqua. Does find Bayless. Bayless will find Makama. It's not Draper anymore, of course. That's a unnecessary bit of flair, really. It just found its way to Bayless, who has been fouled by Coventry. But no, sure, okay. If we concede from that, I am actually going to be annoyed to get as well, because that was a blatant foul by Coventry on Bayless. We have managed to get possession back again, so I will hold my annoyance for the time being. Makama plays in early. Early will try and play Makama back in again. I thought he might get the ball, but didn't quite. So Makama's a big lad. He should have put more of a challenge on that. But compared to their midfield, he looks enormous. Godden, nah, we've learned from that mistake. Because Godden was going to go for that. And Ruffin just puts his body on the line. That's an excellent ball to Makama. Early's on the outside. That challenge there, if it connected, would have been awful. It's Makama's turn. He makes it 3 and seals it. Possibly. Don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched just yet, but 83 minutes on the clock. We restore the 2-goal advantage. Is that his first goal of the season? It might be his first one we've seen. But interestingly, no Cadamarteria today. Both of the usual substitute options for strikers have scored. I have heard from other people's commentary in regards to lower league saves that Makama's been a good acquisition for them if they don't play as Lincoln. They've usually been able to acquire them and have been a good player for them. So I'm keeping an eye on Makama. I haven't really heard much about Draper, if I'm honest. But I have heard a bit about Makama. But both of them are young lads, and both of them are big lads. Even without dynamic potential, I think they've both got a bit in them to develop. But with a couple of good seasons under them, we might be able to carry them with us. It's a good ball back to Hamer, who found himself in a bit of trouble, but has Bayless in support. Bayless going a little bit around the houses there. And I think Early was a bit confused about why he got the ball there. And they have side through there. I saw that one coming, but the overlap run was offside, so he couldn't take that. And we get the ball back again. 3 minutes of added time in the second half. Not quite sure what for, but Makama might go from distance or might play Early in. If Early has a shot here, he does. That will be a corner, and we will see the corner. First thing I will do is sort out these corners. Doesn't even... Yeah, that's what happens when you use it. Admittedly, Ruffin is centre-back / left-back, but come on. I might have put a Rala on that one, and just because he wasn't playing in that game, we didn't see it. Peterborough win a game. I do love the battle between EAFC and FM Football Manager to see who will have the most pointless press conferences. Is that them telling me that O'Connor's capped out at 67? Can't remember where he started, actually. Oh, he did start at 66, so he can only go as far as 69 because he started within 3 of Erhahon. So at 26, he can grow. So I think basically he's the only one that is within the range. Oh, Tom Hamer at 66 as well. Only 24 years old. He's the only one that's kind of within Erhahon's 3-point boundary to begin with. Everyone else was 65 or lower anyway, and basically the rest of the team can grow up to 68 is the point. So players like Monsma started at 65, he can only go to 68. Ruffin started at 64, but he can go to 68, for instance. Wiccan started at 61 and he's 63 already, but he was brought in as a talent that, you know, a prospective talent. He had a long contract and he was brought in on purpose by the real life Lincoln City. So whilst he was only 61 rated, he was brought in with the knowledge that he will develop quickly, in theory, in real life. So it is realistic that he is growing quickly. Did I just see that Draper wanted to talk? Hang on, where's my office thing? Why are my emails not in the office section? Actually, I might play Draper against MK Dons. His rotation, and this is BSM trophy, so... Oh, there's a pre-match conference as well. 5-2-3, that's interesting. Really confused by that. They just told me 2 different statistics for Erhahon. One that he had 95 pass completion, and then one where he had 69 pass completion in the same game. Perfectly working game. Okay, so yeah, interesting that O'Connor seems to be perfectly fine recovering, but Monsma and Ruffin have a little bit more problem. You're literally a CM by trade. Why are you not better at this? Okay, yeah, you've got box-to-box plus, that's good. I'll make some wholesale changes for this one. Then quick submit. 2-2. Draper did score, though, and Makama scored. Both of them scored. Please tell me this means we haven't progressed. That win did lift us to 15th, and we played Wickham, who are now 14th. So, mid-table clash, as things stand. Lifted to 4-1-4-1, a particularly defensive formation, realistically. Just trying to see how many of these people I recognise. I think I recognise Anya Dimna from Luton. And they've not recovered well from that midweek game, which, great, really. Glad I rotated because a fair few of our players are actually still tired from the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, and this is a rare appearance for Street on the bench as a result. Both Draper and McCarm are feeling the effects of playing that game, even though they both scored. O'Connor gets a tifo. Sure. 12 points for Wickham, 11 for Lincoln. Burton, who we play later on, well, actually next, I think, currently last. Wickham are the lowest scoring team, despite having more points than us. When they do win, they keep a clean sheet then, I guess. It's 12 games played, right? So 10 goals in 12 games. Expect them to score 4 here then. Actually, yeah, what? No, I've just noticed it's showing like a cam formation, but weirdly it has a CDM where the cam is and then the cam where the CDM should be. Like, it's utterly botched, that. So it's the right personnel, but it's showing their original primary formation positions and then still putting them in the wrong places anyway. That's so weird. I was so distracted, I didn't even see what their formation was in the end. I think it was 4-1-4-1. Is it another wet day? So this is going to be carnage. Why is it always raining in Lincoln? I might play this one on broadcast, just so you can see the difference between broadcast and tele-broadcast as a camera. But it's an early chance, and I don't like it. Jarika plays it safe back to Wickens. Ruffin, never mind. Better the safe than the sorry, I guess. Udo's in. And that's the worst cross of all time. Still ends up in Wickham possession, though, because why not? Anya Dinmer. Finds space. Nearer than I would have thought that was going to be. I find Lincoln's new badge to be quite popular on Ultimate Team. I was using it because it's Lincoln and I support them. But I've seen a fair few of them. Less now there's been more badges added, things like that. But it was quite popular in the early days. It's quite literally just the outline of an imp, so I can see why. But Canamateri, can you find some space? Hold it up. No, you're tackled by Scowen. Legitimate tackle, I think. McCleary, the only person I actually had to put into their team. 67 rated opposed to the 61 player that was there already. And there was a foul somewhere in there, as Aaron Morley picks up a yellow card. No idea what for. Jeffries throws the ball to Rufford and just gets it straight back again. Erhan. Jeffries into Irala. Forward. Canamateri. Back to Canamateri. Canamateri seems to be absolutely swamped any time he gets the ball. I didn't know it was possible to man mark in the EFC, but they are doing it. Udo trying to make some space. O'Connor's in the way of the shot. Anya Dinmer. Back to Butcher. Finds the space that time. Oh, no, it's this camera as well. It just stays stationary as the player runs off. Yeah, Butcher gets the ball and absolutely does Porty O'Connor in. Matt Butcher with the goal. Jeffries. Finds Canamateri, who is holding the ball up a bit there. House. Doesn't... Trying to watch our strikers in this match. For whatever reason, I am seeing a massive difference between our offensive play in this game. Might just be the rain. I'm seeing a massive difference between the offensive play in this game and and against Charlton. I guess he was offside. Just play it short, Dorico, mate. What are you doing? Although House should have done better there. He's not a small boy. I am concerned how they always seem to be behind our fullbacks, even though we're playing 5-back. The amount of crosses we're allowing them to have is concerning. Jeffries, because we never get the second phase anyway, for whatever reason. Or to Canamateri. Tackled. I don't understand the difference here. As soon as we do get the ball, we just get tackled off it immediately. Dorico does actually get past the player for the first time. Onijim tracking back though. Erhan, obviously wet ground is slowing the ball down. As soon as they get the ball, we just stand off them. As soon as we get the ball, they're on us immediately, and I don't understand why they are so much more aggressive than we are. Both of them are simulated AI players. I'm not controlling any of them, and yet fundamentally they're both playing very differently. Rala finds Jeffries. Canamateri with good movement actually pulled the defender away there, but we are attacking so slowly that they've got numbers back, and I don't really know what to do to change this, to be honest. On a wet day like this, it might be worthwhile popping short passing on to prevent them from standing too far apart. See what I mean? Like, as soon as we get the ball, they're all over us. Yeah, Morley's in the way there. Credit to Canamateri here, though. He's actually gone for McCleary. Why is the striker the only one doing pressing? That finds its way to Jeffries, somewhat unintentionally. Canamateri has broken past 2 defenders. And the first time we've got a bit of space. Jeffries, what are you doing? Back to Canamateri. Running out of space quickly. Finds Bayliss. Blocked by Scowen. Considering Scowen's a midfielder as well, he seems to be always in their box when we start attacking as well. I'd love to know what position he's playing officially. Centre half, maybe. No, because that only plays centre back when they've got possession, so I don't know. Irala. Could just be a deep line, of course. I think I'm going to turn short passing on at half time because everyone's just too far apart. And I think it's forcing people to try and dribble when they can't. House has got space though. It's our first sight of goal. Guess who didn't change the corners? If we can keep the ball alive here and go forwards, never mind. Could be one last chance. For some reason I'm now targeting a player with my camera, so there we go. Problem solved. The AFC is a perfectly flawless game as they're in again. Back-to-back corners from Wickham. Considering Sinsel Bank actually isn't in the game here, this is obviously just a generic stadium. The fact that it's Urban immediately behind here is spot on. It's actually not a corner. Okay, well, they've had 7 shots and we've had 2. At home, lads, what are we doing? We're in the same place in the table. What are they? Oh, Arala's just about got that. Okay, so much for short passing. What the hell's happened there? Arala's got that one, though, again. Jeffries, can we actually maintain the ball, or are you just going to get tackled immediately every time? This ultra-pressing game of Wickham has got to tire them out eventually, surely, as Monsma just guides on Yadima in there effectively. Have a bit of wherewithal, for crying out loud. What are we doing? I know headers are useless in this game, but that's not great. I might change formation. Again, I wish that slide tackle had just connected there, but never mind. House will find Arala. House will go again and have a crack. It's a shot at least. I might react to this game and just change the formation entirely. Calamatteri's got no space on this. What on earth is that? It's worked out, but whoever number 18 is, I don't know my shirt numbers, frankly, but whoever number 18 is on the edge of the box, get it to him. A bit late now, obviously. It was House, actually, the striker. So yeah, get it to him. Arala's found space. That was closer than I thought it was going to be. We are still losing here, lads, at home. So buck your ideas up. All right, I've made the changes. I don't know if the tactics were waited until the changes actually happened, but although annoyingly now we're actually in. But okay. Tackled again, because of course we are. Never mind. You know, maybe get the ball here, lads. What are we doing? Just watch them. Just watch them walk. Just watch them run past. That's fine. That works too. The amount of ball watching is appalling. Bayless charges and does get Deriqua in. Look at the 3 players are on him, effectively. 2 directly on him, and then a third one just off. If House is onside, that's a miracle. It's a miracle. Wholesale changes. O'Connor's... doesn't actually get to him on the corner. We've got Hackett up front, though, now. Benhouse can play cam, so he's a cam. It's a 3-cam formation, 4-2-3-1. Figured that utilises our players best, even though not all of them are on the bench, I realise. So, not actually the easiest thing to change to today. But normally, we've got an array of cams that we can have on the bench. Moylan, McKiernan, etc. so forth. Bayliss himself, of course, is a cam. And with Arala and normally, we do have 2 CDMs. But also McGrandles and Hamilton can play CDM too. So we have the personnel for 4-2-3-1 narrow, as it is listed in the game. Monsma finds Erhan. Interesting ball to Hamilton, which kind of went past him. Early's not going to get that one. Ball over the top. Does get to Udo. Plays in Butcher on the overlap. Udo's available. Trying to find space. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. I'm back to why can't we defend? This is appalling work from O'Connor. You just see the difference between our defending and their defending. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. We basically just usher them in to let them have shots. Meanwhile, watch this. Oh, there's the tackle. I mean, they missed, but they attempted one at least. I just don't see us attempt tackles. Apparently that wasn't even a deflection. It just went straight out. Okay. All right, we challenge for the header. That's a start. House keeps it in twice? No. We'll pretend we didn't see that. Scowen's got the ball. No one's closing him down. Humphrey's on the ball. No one's closing him down. Bakinson. Sort of vaguely shepherding. Oh, we've just walked around Udo. Let him have a shot there again. Early's on the ball. And immediately closed down. Hamilton's on the ball. Bayliss. Erhan. Back to Bayliss. Standing off us briefly, actually, now. This is the most space we've had all game, although Hackett is immediately closed down, of course. 4 minutes of added time out of nowhere, really. I don't really understand that. If Matt heads it forward, we might be able to get a consolation goal here. No time to score 2. Although, not like that, we won't. I should just write off wet games, I think. I'm tempted not to do this post-match interview. I was just going to skip it entirely. Well, it skipped it entirely anyway. Not quite sure why that happened, but all right. And we're back to 21st. More people turned up for the Bristol Street Modes match against MK Dons than they did against Shrewsbury. Sorry, Shrewsbury, but I'll do this press conference, though. Need to get people's morale up. Change to 4-3-3 flat. I'm actually slightly worried by that, because then the wingers will get behind the fullbacks, but I think we can wear a home kit as well, actually. Oh, good, it's raining again. But to Reading we go. Last away match was worthwhile, so let's hope for a repeat. It is indeed 4-3-3 for them. Joel Pereira in goal, Charlie Savage, both of them former Man United, I think. Fair few familiar names in that list. Yeah, look, Bayliss Cam is on the left in CDM for no apparent reason. It's not the formation we play, nor are the people, nor the players in the right places if that was the formation we were playing. Don't understand what's going on there. I've dropped Calamateri for Freddie Draper, who scored 2 goals in the 2 games he's played. He was too tired to be even involved in the matchday squad last time out. I figured it was worthwhile maybe starting him today. Good lord, I can see the lad behind him on this kickoff already. Ben House, 6 foot tall. Behind him is Freddie Draper on the ball there. Reading immediately dangerous, in fact, and that's a save out of Wickens. Deriqua keeps it in, prevents the corner at least. That's helpful, I suppose. Bayliss. I might turn wet weather off if this continues. We seem to just be utterly useless as soon as it rains. I don't understand why that would be the case. Dorset. Nibs. I do wonder, because I'm not in control of my players, if I should turn the AI aggressiveness down. That might have been a penalty, because I believe that does actually only apply to the opponents. Tactics, because it's the CPU tactics page that has their aggressiveness and willingness to tackle in. I wonder if I should turn that down, because I'm not in control of my players. Obviously, I can't manually defend with my players. Just to even things out, have both teams be apathetic to defending, essentially. Might be a thing to do. Then again, there's a couple of occasions where the enemy teams have sat off, so I don't really know. I say enemy teams, you know what I mean. There's a couple of occasions where they've just sort of sat off a little bit. Like Charlton weren't super aggressive, and I remember rightly, Bristol Rovers sat off entirely and got absolutely obliterated as a result. So weirdly, despite the fact all the AI are using the same template, they still do play differently. That's obviously to do with actual individual tactics, I suppose, because things like short passing versus counter, etc., and defensive line are still part of individual tactics. Meanwhile, the CPU tactic is just more like the general approach, like how aggressive they are, how likely they are to use the crosses and things like that. Now, maybe there's something in there that might need to be tweaked just for this tactical only version, because that might just be more reliant on having an active participant on the your team, like you're telling the opponents to be more aggressive because you can manually defend and be aggressive yourself, whereas in the AI control of your team, they're not aggressive at all as a result. So I don't know, maybe. Oh, that's fun. That's something's broken in the top right there. It's probably behind my face anyway, so you wouldn't have seen it. Oh dear, I thought we were right there. I stopped talking because I thought, oh, this would just be a lovely clearance, and our players just stood and watched. It's a great save by Wickens, but shambolic from O'Connor. Shambolic from O'Connor. No reason why he shouldn't have got to that ball first. No reason at all. Campbell scores. Alex O'Neill leaves his lights on all the time. Someone should really remind him. Still Arala. That's a great ball to Draper if he's onside. I don't think he was. I was hoping the angle was flattering, but it just wasn't. And Draper with a good header, but immediately done by the fact he's been passed to the person he's supposed to be marking. And now because Monsmer can't defend to save his life, the ball goes past him. Jeffries gets it to Draper at least. House, Draper, House again. Option to the left, but he can't see it. Bayliss, now they can. That's Jeffries. Back to Bayliss. He's gone for it. Had a few chances. It's better than last game at least, where we were at home. That might be one of the worst attempts at a tackle I've ever seen, Jeffries. That's gone straight over. Derica will get to that first, and because they've committed, we'll get... Nope. So we'll get the advantage of being able to run on ahead, and then he just didn't. He still got the ball, and that's one of the worst touches I've ever seen as well. So Ruffin finds Arala. Jeffries fouled, but continues. I'd rather take the foul, frankly, actually, because he's about to be tackled here, I imagine. Still Jeffries. Draper's onside now, and he's tackled. It's just like people don't seem to be able to move. Like, your team don't seem to be able to move as well in the rain as the opponents for whatever reason. Even in this simulation, I saw some of that vaguely resemble pressing there, which is again better than last time at least. I don't like this passing around to the back, but we moved it forward to Erhon at least and Arala. They just seem to make like tiny touches, and they just don't make any progress, and just gives the opponent time to put a foot in. Meanwhile, they can do balls like that. Erhon gets in the way. Nibs in the way again. Back to Nibs. And Savage is wide open. Don't know if I'm just seeing things, or if we are just generally rubbish compared to the opponent. A decent chest down from Jeffries there. I don't know why he was all the way up the pitch to receive that goal kick, but we'll move on. Deriqua dinked in. Defender gets in the way of his own goalkeeper there. Savage forward to wing. Arala. Jeffries. Finds Erhon in the middle at least. Arala. Draper. Arala as well. Bayliss. House. Never mind. Okay, ball. Bayliss. Arala. Bit of possession for Lincoln here. Actually mugs off that defender, but doesn't do anything with it and gives it away. I don't know why I bother. Smith had help there, but he ran offside. Bayliss get the ball back. Played out wide to Deriqua now. Smith back out. Still threatening, although Deriqua's got to that one first. Monsmer. Hour on the clock. Still not really much happened in this half, frankly. Erhon finds Arala. Arala will get to Draper, who will try to play House in completely pointlessly because there was no way that ball was ever going to get to him. Use your brain. Terrible pass on their front, and Draper's in. He's onside. No one was there to help him. That's why Jeffries is on the pitch. For some inexplicable reason, we've changed formation. That explains a lot. Oh, I put McGrandles on the bench. Whoops. O'Connor tried to collect the ball there and failed miserably. Gave it straight away immediately. Thankfully, that cross is even worse. House holds it up well enough for Draper to get on the ball. That should be the other way around. Big lad giving it to House, but never mind. Bayliss, nowhere for him to go. Oh, he's actually managed to find Deriqua, whose ball is not great, but Draper does keep it in. Arala's smashed it against wing. Sure, why not? Right person to take this now. Bayliss to put the ball in. Oh, he just get there first. I think it might come off another Reading player. It does. On from this side for an in-swinger. Not as good. O'Connor's underneath. No, he's not. Bayliss is underneath that one, though. Off to Hamilton. OG on the pitch now. Hamilton smashes from distance. It's another corner. O'Connor tries to put the ball back in. Makama. Hon dinks it in and claimed. Just check we've actually made the formation change. Yes, good. Right. It's not always a guarantee. Pereira drills that directly to Ruffin, who is inexplicably on the right-hand side of the pitch. Yeah, but we might get punished here because I think our defender's out of position. But actually, we've got the ball forward to House, who's slowed everything down. But Bayliss is in, and he's jumped over the challenge. If he'd been tackled there from behind, that would have been a red card. This is what I mean. Stop jumping. I know it's self-preservation, but that's a red card if you get challenged like that from behind. Take the hit. Bayliss. There's no way they get the ball because they have to go through you first. It's a blatant red card if you don't jump over it. We've got the ball though. Erhan. House tries to hold it up. Makama drags it wide. Has early in support. Makama should play it inwards here to Hamilton. Hamilton gives it to House. Tries to turn the defender. Fails. Bayliss smashes it. It's another save by Pereira. To be fair, the clean sheet is entirely on that man there. If Reading win 3 points, it's entirely because of this man in goal. We have had chances and they've been good chances. Erhan to put this ball in. Pereira claims it again. Just sort of not long to salvage anything here. That's a ridiculous ball to Campbell. But Ruffin gets in the way of that. Yedon. But, I mean, they are keeping out of possession now. Not even going to attempt to pronounce it. To Savage. Smith. Saved by Wickens. Right, lads. Get this ball forwards. Preferably, don't try to header it. But it's fallen too early. We've got away with that one. I wish there was a way to tell the AI not to try and attempt headers because they're useless in this game engine. Smith, I don't like this. We've stepped in front of their player there. And Early's got in the way. Get the ball forwards, lads. What are we doing? Makama, Bayliss. There's one chance to get an equaliser and he's been fouled as he's taken the shot. Why is the whistle not gone? Plenty of things I didn't like about that game, but just a simmer to round things off on. Against bottom of the table, Burton Albion. I don't know what I've been interrupted there for. Just go to the game day, please. Unsurprisingly, by the way, Pereira in team of the week there on the right-hand side. 4-2-3-1 from them. It looks like the wide version, the normal version. Yeah, it said wide on it, actually, and I realised. Just a simmer to round things off. It looks like Bayliss might need to be swapped out, but other than that, we are fine to go. McGrandle's in over him on the bench. We'll start with Kadamateri this time around because it is a simmer, so I think rating matters more. With that in mind, we'll put Draper on the bench instead of Makama. But we do at least manage to beat bottom of the table Burn. So any 4th-minute winner, though, didn't make it easy by the looks of things. Moylan in the first half, he was requesting a game. He got one. And House at the death. 4 shots to 3. Not exactly a thrilling game, but it is 3 points on the board, which is crucial. Peterborough hold Wrexham. Back up to 17th. I presume Jackson's annoyed that he's not playing, which was indeed correct. So we will sim Crawley next time out as well. But that wraps up this episode. 2 wins, 3 losses there, and exit of the presumably Bristol Street Motors. I'll double check that. But there's no extra games in November or December at this point, so I'm going to guess that is indeed the case. So we will do Crawley as a sim. We will play both Wrexham and Birmingham live, and then the last one will be between it'll be Bolton. Sorry, Leonorian, but it'll be Bolton. They're effectively the 3 biggest games of the entire season of Wrexham, Birmingham, Bolton in terms of scale of club, dare I say it. Right now, 2 more historic, 1 more recent. And then the episode after will be all of the remaining December games. So 2 more episodes before the January window opens. And we might need to do something about it because I thought the squad was good enough to compete at this level. Right now, I'm just hoping we survive. We are ahead of Shrewsbury at least. Again. But only 2 points above the relegation zone is not a position I thought we'd be after 13 games, considering how reasonably decent the team is in real life. Top of the table is, well, Mansfield aside, not surprising. Christ, okay. Bolton, Wrexham, Birmingham, Rotherham, Huddersfield, Reading. I am not surprised they're near the top in-game. They are the best squads on paper. Mansfield is, yeah, a bit of a surprise there. Ches will be very pleased that Cambridge are mid-table right now. 16 points. Peterborough only just ahead of Lincoln. Lincoln fans would be sad they're immediately behind Peterborough. Cambridge fans will be very pleased they're ahead of them. I think Burton actually picked up points in this episode as well because I think they were more adrift at the start of today. And for some reason, the left is to go to the Conference League, apparently. I know we just beat Burton, but I just want to check their other results. Yes, they beat Wigan and Cambridge. They did pick up 2 wins. I thought they had 2 points at the start today. I thought they were well adrift at the start of today's episode. They have picked up both of their 2 wins in today's episode in October. So beating them, actually, they're in a tiny bit of form comparatively. I'll take those 3 points, thank you very much. But let's see if we can find the competition for the Bristol Street Motors and see what's actually happened there as a whole. We are effectively out, I think, because it's only the top that go through, if I'm not mistaken. MK Dons need to play Birmingham, but I think it's only the winners of the groups that actually go through, and we've failed to win either game, so therefore we cannot be top. So good news, no more games in that trophy. We'll pick things up with the simulations against Crawley. We'll play 3 big games against 3 of the biggest sides in the division, 3 of the most dangerous sides in the division, shall we say, as well. So, and plenty of time to consider January transfers. Not a huge amount of wiggle room, I think, financially for those. So we'll have to see how that one pans out. But until next time, thank you for joining me. It's good to be back again. I will see you then. Ta-ra.